Hey guys, this is Frozen Things Studios here, and welcome back to another video. And today, let's talk about James Gunn's DCU projects because you've all probably seen his announcements by now. Like, you've all seen which projects he's gonna be doing and how he's gonna be handling his DC universe. And it looks like it's actually gonna fix what the DCU had fix what the DCU I mean it looks like it's gonna fix the DCU's problems, which is basically the how each movie connects and their writings and yeah and continuity like that. I think this looks like it might have it. Now, yes, I'm aware that there are some naysayers. Ever since James Gunn has announced that he'll be rebooting the DCEU and recasting some of the most perfect casting choices of all time. I will admit, yes, Henry Cavill and Gal Gadot are irreplaceable as Superman and Wonder Woman. I will say that. And I'm still very curious on who's gonna be the next Superman and Wonder Woman. I'm very curious about that. I'm definitely giving them a chance, even though they're not gonna match their DCU counterparts for sure. Unless if Anne de Armas gets cast as Woman, she'll probably be better than Gal Gadot. Um, but anyway, James Gunn actually did prove some naysayers wrong because there's actually a lot more people actually excited about the this DC universe, and I'm very happy about that because I'm actually one of those people who's stood by James Gunn's side since day one, knowing that I think his DCU reboot would work because James Gunn understands really understands comic books. He understands superheroes. He has a love for them, and I love it when a producer like him really has a passion towards towards superheroes, and he really understands them, and he wants to actually adapt them in the best way possible. So yeah, and by the way, guys, stop bullying James Gunn. I mean, online bullying him is not a solution. Like, stop sending him like threats and with the hashtag fire James Gunn. Just stop because that's annoying. But anyway, I'm here today to do my ranking of all 10 DCU movies by anticipation. And yes, this phase 1 of the DCU, or rather chapter 1, is called Gods and Monsters. And this is very interesting. So yeah, without further ado, here's my ranking of all 10 DCU projects from James Gunn, from my least favorite to my most anticipated. I mean, least anticipated to my most anticipated. Coming number 10, my least anticipated DCU movie from James Gunn, project. I mean, I keep saying movie, but yeah. Number 10 at the bottom for me is Waller. Now, this is the only James Gunn project I am not excited for. Apparently, this is a follow up to Peacemaker, which I'm glad that Peacemaker and probably the Suicide Squad is gonna be canon. Yeah, I'm sure the Suicide Squad will be canon because they're James Gunn property characters. They're characters from James Gunn, so it's likely going to be canon. So no surprise, Peacemaker is canon. I like that, probably Emilia Harcourt will be returning because I love her. But the problem with this is having Amanda Waller as a main character. Um, Really, um, personally, I think it's a really bad idea to put her as a main character because she doesn't seem like big character material. I mean, all she does is basically just recruit heroes and anti-heroes. So that's basically it, and she's kind of a villain. I'm sure James Gunn might have something to offer, like some surprises to offer in this one, but like I don't see any potential so far. I just don't buy this idea of Amanda Waller spin-off. And to be honest, I'm not a big fan of Amanda Waller. I don't love Amanda Waller. I mean, I'd rather see Polka Dot Man get his own spin-off than Amanda Waller. I'd rather see Emilia Harcourt get her own solo spin-off than Amanda Waller. But like, I mean, she's not even a superhero. I mean, I know like I'm being hypocritical because like I'm hyped for Secret Invasion, which is a show about an agent and not a hero. But Secret Invasion does look promising. I mean, I don't know what Amanda Waller has to offer, and plus, I'm a Nick Fury fan, not an Amanda Waller fan. I like her in the Suicide Squad, but honestly, she's one of the weaker characters in that film. I do love Viola Davis's casting as her, but like, again, this isn't really convincing me. I'm sorry. I'm sure a lot of people agree with me that this looks unnecessary. I'm sure I'm not alone in this one. So sorry, James Gunn. I hope James Gunn surprises me though. This could be something. Coming number nine is Creature Commandos. This is the one James Gunn animated project that's gonna be in this universe, and I mean, y'all know that I have a love and hate relationship for animation, but like, I'm not. I know you're gonna think I'm an animation hater for putting this. I know some of the some of my subscribers will be like, oh, this is my most anticipated DCU movie because it's animated. But yeah, the reason why this is low on the list is because I'm just not familiar with any character. I'm just not familiar with this storyline, so I don't know what to expect from it. I love it when I get to see new projects like this, projects from heroes I don't know, and then I'm usually not through the roof excited for them, but then I end up loving it and getting attached to these characters. That's what I love about the new characters. So yeah, Creature Commandos. I'm not too excited for it yet, but I am optimistic about it. Um, like I did search up like who are the members in this one. Apparently, Rick Flag and Weasel are in the team. So it's gonna be interesting. So I think it's gonna have a connection to the Suicide Squad. I'm guessing because of them. And also apparently the lead character is gonna be the Bride of Frankenstein. So interesting. Like, it's gonna be a bunch of creatures and monsters. That's interesting. And also, what's the most interesting thing about this one for me is that James Gunn said that these characters are going to the voice actors for this one, the voice cast are going to be interchanging animation and live action form. So the characters, the voice actors who voice the characters in this one are going to play as their respective characters in live action in the future. That's very intriguing. But like, this is number nine because I think the others I'm more excited for, but I'm excited for this one. Coming number eight is Booster Gold. So yeah, James Gunn is one of the best at constructing comedies. He knows how to make comedy land, and he knows how to write comedy. Like he is literally the best writer for a comedy, and Booster Gold is apparently gonna be a comedy, and I'm down for that because of it's James Gunn. We all trust him, like right. Um, I just hope that he the joke lands because nowadays jokes are really hard to land, but James Gunn really knows how to do them. I don't know much about the Booster Gold character, but I do know James Gunn did explain what the plot's gonna be about, and it's actually very intriguing, interesting. Basically, the plot for Booster Gold, it's gonna be about this hero in the future who's despised and hated by everyone. So he goes back in time to the present in order to get the appreciation he deserves. That's very interesting for a concept, but although I am a little confused about the time, like I mean, I wonder what he means by present and future. But like I'm gonna guess like like he's in the future which is the present, and then he goes back in the past. So that's kind of confusing. Almost as confusing as how Hulk explains it in Endgame. But yeah, I mean, Booster Gold's gonna be comedic and very interesting story, and that's enough to get me excited for it. But not much else to see. Coming number seven is Swamp Thing. Yes, I know. I think people will put this higher on the list. I've seen people put this in their top three most anticipated DCU projects. And I know I have this lower than everyone else, but I'm hyped for this movie. Don't get me wrong. I love horror nowadays, especially nowadays. Horror has grown me over time, and my favorite horror movie of all time is a superhero horror movie, a comic book horror movie, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So I'd love to see more horror project, and it looks like it's DC's turn to make a horror project with Swamp Thing, which I think, based in my point of view, it's gonna be the Werewolf by Night of DC. I don't know much about this character. I do know that there's a show in 2019, but I have not seen it. But I will definitely check out the Swamp Thing series. But yeah, a lot of people were really like through the roof hype for a Swamp Thing adaptation. But I mean, I don't know much about the character. I have not seen the show or read the comics. Don't hurt me. But I mean, having this be a horror comic book project movie is enough to get me hyped for this one. And yeah, let's see how this one plays out. Comment number six is Lantern. Finally, a Green Lantern adaptation, like and one that's actually gonna be way better than that god awful Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern from 2011, which was a major flop. No one likes that, and yeah, it's easily the worst Reynolds movie. But this one, I believe that James Gunn will be able to do Green Lantern justice. I mean, people have been dying to see Green Lantern in the DCEU. We got Green Lantern Corps, which was cancelled unfortunately. Even like before James Gunn announced that he's gonna be rebooted, like they just like scrapped the whole Lantern Corps idea, which is a shame. But yeah, this one is gonna be focusing on Hal Jordan and John Stewart, and yes. John Stewart is apparently the fan favorite version of Green Lantern. Everyone's been saying that John Stewart is the best Green Lantern, so I'm very intrigued to see his version. I know that the only time I've seen him was in Teen Titans Go to the movies, and I will admit he was one of the better parts of that movie, despite what I think about it. So yeah, I'm excited to see them together. I hope that they get that female Green Lantern on here, but even though I think they're not going to get all the Green Lanterns, they're going to say that for Green Lantern Corps in the future. Again, they're building on a huge team up movie on that team up projects. So this one's gonna like take its time. But I hope that they get Jessica Cruz's version of Green Lantern in here at least a few seasons. Like you know how they did, like at least how they brought in Wonder Woman in Batman vs Superman. I hope they do the same thing with Jessica Cruz in this one. I hope they do justice to this. I'm really excited for it. Let's see how this one plays out. Coming number five is The Authority. Yeah, I mean, I'm now yes, just like Swamp Thing, Booster Gold, and Creature Commandos. I don't know much about The Authority. However, I actually did some research in this one, and the reason why it's in the top five is because I'm very intrigued based on what I researched. This is the one that I'm actually the most curious about. Apparently this is gonna be the major team up movie of this chapter one. And I love team up superhero movies, so why would I not be hyped for this one? Apparently this is gonna be about a group of anti-heroes who are going to who basically save the world their own way, and probably the negative way, the way that people don't want them to save the world. And it's gonna have, I think it's gonna be a pretty political show, because you know it's gonna have laws involved. Like, you know, superheroes, these members are gonna be like, oh, we don't care about the law, we can do whatever we want, like, and we make our own laws. So definitely there's gonna be politics in there. I'm expecting politics. Unlike a lot of people, I don't hate every movie or show that has politics in it, as long as I enjoy it. When you put politics in movies, I can still enjoy them. Just don't make it boring. It's that simple. And apparently this has a female lead, and a young as a young person, so they're gonna cast someone, an actress I'm passionate about. I hope so. But I don't get too like, well, whatever. I don't care. I hope that they actually get an all-star cast. Like, I don't want anyone. Oh wait, no, I don't want to say that. Sorry, but my bad. I was gonna say I don't want anyone I don't know, but sometimes I think it's a good thing, because you know you like actually start to get attached with this character. I mean, I didn't know Rachel Zegler before West Side Story, and now she's in my top 10 favorite actresses of all time. Um, and yeah, so I'm definitely hyped for this one because of how it's going to it's actually going to be one of the more original superhero movies. I mean, it's going to be one that actually stands on its own, but at the same time connect with everything else in the DCU, which is very intriguing. And yeah, so The Authority, I can't wait for that. Yeah, so it comes in number five. Coming number four is Paradise Lost. Now, personally, people, I was actually debating between four and five, which project I would put as number four, and which project I would put as number five. Now the reason why I chose Paradise Lost over The Authority is that The Authority, I'm not familiar with the members yet, but I'm already doing some research, especially in the leader. But Paradise Lost, I think I might know these characters already, so I think I could get invested in it. And plus, I think based on how James Gunn described it, I think this one looks more intriguing. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, and when I talk, and you know that post when I talked about my first impression of these projects on James Gunn DCU, I did not have a first good impression on Paradise Lost. I was like saying, oh, that's not necessary. Like, why would you do an Amazon project without Diana? Like, no, I think that they're saving Wonder Woman for chapter two. I'm guessing. Um, I will admit, yes. The more I think about it, I was wrong about this one. This is my most anticipated DCU project for TV show for HBO Max. Sorry, Lanterns, but this is my most anticipated. Like I mean, I was wrong about this. I mean, I don't mind them not having Wonder Woman. At least they're gonna have these Amazon warriors, and I love girl power, and I think this show's gonna have a lot of girl power. And I think we're gonna be seeing young Antiope, young like um young Hippolyta. Yeah, sorry, I don't even want to remember that name. Um, and it's gonna have like some of the first Amazon warriors, and also we could see the female Greek gods as well. Like I forgot the others, but I know one of them is Anitha. I know that because that's the name of one of my aunts. So Anitha, or did I did I pronounce it right? But whatever. But this one's really exciting. But I think what makes this the most exciting thing about this one for me is that this is going to be Game of Thrones of comic book genre. That's what the James Gunn described this as. This is Game of Thrones like and Game of Thrones like Game of Thrones in a comic book genre. That's basically how I summarized it. What he said, and yeah, that's gonna be really epic. Hopefully, very brutal. Like it could be TVMA or something. I'm intrigued to see these women like what they can do and how this can actually compare to Game of Thrones. So I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan, and I'm even more a House of the Dragon fan. So yeah, Game of Thrones is probably one of, if not the biggest show of all time. So to make a comic book project as property, on this being compared to Game of Thrones like that, if they're actually going for that scale, then this could actually dethrone Peacemaker as the best DC show of all time, and maybe one of the best DC projects. Maybe if I see a trailer or more details about it, maybe this could end up number one. But yeah, number four is like good enough for this one, or at least in the top three, because the top two are unbeatable. But for number three, it's possible. Coming number three is Superman Legacy, the one that will start it all. This is the one project that James Gunn's already announced, that when he announced that he was doing a full reboot of the DCU, and we were gonna have a young Superman and a different actor from Henry Cavill. Yes, I'm pretty disappointed with Henry Cavill leaving, but I don't want. But guys, like what I said, please stop attacking James Gunn just for that. Please stop bullying James Gunn. I mean, he's working so hard on this one, and I think it's gonna be hard for him to cast an actor. But I think it has to be David Corenswet. I haven't seen anything he does, but I know I've seen his face, and he actually does look like Superman. So David Corenswet, please. Hopefully they get the right choice. I think it's gonna be hard if it's not David Corenswet. But yes, I'm a huge Superman fan, and I know and this is starting to be high because it's gonna kickstart the DCU. And yeah, this actually already does have a release date, which is July 11th, 2025. To be honest, I'm concerned about that release date because there's an MCU untitled MCU slate somewhere there. So I think that they should push this to June. I think they should release in June 2025. In my personal opinion, I hope that they actually push it to June because I think it's gonna be Spider-Man 4 that's gonna come out that month because based on rumors I've been hearing, and you all know how much people would probably rush to see Spider-Man 4, especially as a follow up to No Way Home. Um, but yeah, I'm intrigued to see what they do with this. I wonder how what's gonna be like. I wonder who's gonna be the cast. I wonder who's gonna be the villain, and I wonder about the tone, like the most. Don't know what the most. Is it gonna be lighthearted like Superman 78? Is it gonna be dark like Zack Snyder's version? Which I doubt it personally. It's gonna be that dark, but to me, I want it to be a combination of both light and dark, mashed into one. Like having both Richard Donner and Zack Snyder's tones that they set for their Superman movies, and yeah, and it'll be a perfect tone for this one. Also Zack Snyder's writing it, and currently and possibly could direct it, and I'm definitely down for that. Which is one main reason why I put this Obviously, for other projects, they're gonna hire other writers, but yeah, let's see what they do with this one. Now, with the top two, I'm absolutely through the roof excited for it. Like, I'm truly, truly, truly 100% hyped for those two, with these two films. Yeah. Let's get started. Coming number two is Batman: The Brave and the Bold. I've heard a lot of people, like pretty much almost everyone, put this as their number one most anticipated DCU movie, like of all the 10 on the list. And I can totally see why, because yes, well, it's another Batman reboot with a new Batman actor, but actually that's not the reason. The real reason why people are high for this one, and I actually agree with them, is because of the Bat family. They could be in the film. They confirmed that um Robin, and not just any Robin, I mean Damian Wayne, who is Bruce Wayne's real son, is going to be in this film. It's confirmed. And yeah, I mean, and finally, no matter which Robin it is, finally we're getting a proper live action Robin. Which, by the way, I wasn't really begging for one, but like, I'm really happy for Robin, because Robin deserves to be adapted properly. And the last time Robin showed up in a live action adaptation was, we don't talk about that one, Batman movie. Yes, he was in the Lego Batman movie, and he was by far the best interpretation of Robin, in my opinion, and it's not even close. But let's see if this Robin can top it, and it's possible. And also, we could be getting other characters as well. Like, so we could be getting some of the more iconic ones, like Nightwing and the villain. I forgot who that was. Red Hood and Batgirl. Yes, I hope we actually get Batgirl in this one. It's gonna be amazing, because and hopefully it makes up for DCU canceling Batgirl. And James Gunn doesn't even have anything to do with a cancel Batgirl project. And yeah, this is gonna be really epic. We get to see the Bat family together, and I can't wait to see what they do with this. And yeah, and also, yes, I'm a huge fan of Batman, even more than Superman. He's my favorite male DC hero. I still think Wonder Woman is my favorite DC hero, but the Batman is definitely close. So, um, and my number one most anticipated DCU movie is Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Yeah, you probably already predicted that the moment I put Batman at number two, because this was the only one left. And yes, call me women bias or whatever you want, but I don't care. That doesn't stop me from being hyped for this. This is the one I'm truly through the roof hyped from. Um, Now, I will admit, if I have any concerns about this one, it's Sasha Kale. Now, I have nothing against Sasha Kale. I think that she could be the best part of the Flash. But like, when you like make a Supergirl project and put Supergirl front and center, it's best to use an actress who's a big name. I mean, I don't even know who Sasha Kale is, and also, we need a comic accurate Supergirl, one that who actually looks like Supergirl, who has blonde hair, and yeah, um, and I think my personal choice to play Supergirl is Chloe Grace Moretz. I still know I'm a fan of Chloe Grace Moretz. I think she'd be a perfect Supergirl. I also would I'm curious about Elle Fanning and Natalia Dyer as Supergirl. But give me Chloe Grace Moretz as Supergirl, please, James Gunn. But yeah, but the reason why this is a number one to me is that is because of like how the writing is gonna be. Like, this is gonna be a dark and gritty superhero movie, and Supergirl is supposed to be more lighthearted than Superman. Like, but like this one, it's gonna be about those Supergirl being raised on a rock in Krypton, watching people die, and it's gonna be dark and epic. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot more epic, and I'm definitely here for a one, especially when Supergirl is supposed to be cheesy. But like this one, this could be the best version of Supergirl if they get it right. And honestly, yeah, I mean, no disrespect to Sasha Kale as Supergirl, but like, I will admit, if they actually recast her as Supergirl in this film, I will probably put this at lower in the list and have Batman, the Brave and the Bold, at number one. To me, because as much as I like her, and I don't hate her as much as everyone else does. I mean, I don't want James Gunn to put someone like front and center when they already hate the casting, and also I don't think her Supergirl is fit to. I don't really think her Supergirl would be fit to be like front and center. So they need a more comic accurate and version of Supergirl who's yeah, like what I said, a big name celebrity. So yeah, but yeah, either way, yeah, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow is my number one most anticipated James Gunn DCU movie. So also for my ranking of all 10 of most anticipated, and although I will say that the Batman Part 2 is still my most anticipated DC movie, even though it's not part of the DCU, I'm still more hyped for that one than anything in this universe because the first Batman movie is the best DC movie ever made, and this one, the sequel, I hope is even better. But yeah, um, that's a topic for another time. So yeah, so also for my ranking, what is your most anticipated James Gunn DCU movie, or do you agree with my list? Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for more videos to come. I got my Frozen Awards 2023 for movies is coming very very soon, probably this weekend. So yeah, bye guys.